7 o'clock. You stand for the pledge, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Get the motion to accept the minutes of April 20th.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Give motion to accept the financial report and payment of the bills.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any budget amendments?
No, not tonight.
Okay. All right. Moving along, we have some presentation of some certificates of recognition this evening. So. So if I could have Lieutenant Matt Bromley, Aldridge, and Torello come up front, please. Okay, this is a great honor, really. It's a real honor for the police department and for the town of Elkton as well. Mayor and Commissioners of the town of Elkton to Lieutenant Matt Donnelly, with Lieutenant Aldridge, and Lieutenant First Sergeant Joe Torello. Being known that the Mayor and Commissioners and the citizens of Elkton's community hereby recognize and congratulate these gentlemen for their successful completion of training at the Federal Bureau of Investigation's National Academy at Quantico, Virginia. As a member of Class 228 and 236 and 244, the FBI National Academy is an invitation only. The premier training program for law enforcement professionals from both the United States and other nations, whose mission is to support, promote, and enhance the personnel and professional development of law enforcement leaders by preparing them for complex, dynamic, and contemporary challenges through the invocation techniques, facilitating excellence in education and research, and forging partnerships throughout the world. In recognition of this outstanding achievement, we hereby present this certificate of special recognition given in our hands. It's here the 4th day of May 2011. Joseph Alcasona, Mayor, Charles Gibbons, Mary Jo Golonsky, Heiner, and Hicks, Commissioners. Congratulations, gentlemen, and it's a real honor. You want to get a picture of back here with the flags? Look, get the picture of the flags back there with us.
We talked about that before.
Get them that way.
It's going to be off the top of the 3 hours.
You do a picture of the session.
There you go.
That's nice.
Got it? Good.
Good picture. Good picture.
Got one with them guys.
That's smart.
Excellent.
I know.
This is definitely a real honor. I think this is the only ones that probably within the entire county that we have these 3 gentlemen. And that's a real outstanding job, and it's a good thing for the Elkton Police Department. Again, congratulations, guys. That's great. I know it's taken a lot of time and it's a lot of hard work, but hey, great job.
Thank you. I want to recognize that there's a 4th member of the FBI National Academy, too.
Oh, yes.
Whose efforts got him.
Yes, the chief has been is going through this as well, and he's been a big supporter of it and been able to get us down there so these guys get the training. Thanks, Chief. Okay. Louis, anything? Okay, old business. Steve, last week a question came up in regards to the financial thing, is how we can make something thing. I think we discussed that. Have you come up with a plan for that? How we can?
Effective with the meeting 2 weeks from tonight, the second Wednesday meeting of the month, there will be a financial report available to the public out at the table, along with the check register that's currently out there. Of course, there'll be a new check register in 2 weeks. It won't be the same one that's out there now.
Okay.
So that would, in response to the questions from the public, that should satisfy. If there's any questions as a result of the report, that can be brought up at that time.
All right. Very good. We got that done. Mary Jo, you have anything?
I just wanted to add to that, and it will be budget versus actual.
That's correct.
So you'll be able to see where we're at all the time.
Good. Earl, you have anything?
Yeah, I have a couple of things. Is that commissioner report and everything, or is it old business?
Old business.
Oh, we discussed before about the parade. I asked Lieutenant Walters if he could respond on this. Apparently, I'm hearing mixed decisions about the parade. I know we were looking forward to a memorial parade. Could you elaborate on what's going on with that process? Because last time we talked about it, everything was on a go basis, and everyone was supposed to take the steps through to follow through, make sure that what streets were going to be closed down. Is there anything going on since then? I hate to put you on the spot, but I just for the records.
Let me answer that for you, Commissioner. It was too late.
Right, simple.
Required 60 days. Mr. Walker never contacted the police department until April 7th. We rechecked with the state roads, or the state highway administration, and since it was a new parade, they were sticking with the 60-day notification.
I just wanted to clear that for the records because I thought we had everything in place, ready to go. And I just want to make sure that you note that
One
down.
person that should have been contacted from January 19th when Mr. Walker was notified of that was never contacted. Too late.
All right, thank you. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I know that you were here. I figured I asked that question. Okay. All right, that's it. Yeah.
Charlie, anything?
I have nothing to add other than congratulations to the celebrants for their honor that has been bestowed upon them, and continue to keep the safety of Elkton and the citizens of Elkton as one of your top priorities in perilous times that we're in. That's it.
No business. Commissioner Hicks?
Yeah, just a matter of old business. I just want to make sure that we again try to have a meeting about the crossing from the high school to the athletic fields. If we can still continue to try to do that. And I know this will be the first week of the new trash program. So I'm just excited to find out how that's going.
Yeah, it is. How about that?
Oh, tomorrow? Oh, no, Friday.
Thursday and
before-
Friday will be
Thursday
the first day
for the
for the
recycling.
recyclables. Although I did see, I'm not sure whether they picked up the recyclables or not, but I did see them going through the neighborhood with the big recyclable, sign on the truck. So
Well, I've heard a lot of people are
Trash on a Friday.
putting R's on their trash cans. They've sold an awful lot of recyclable cans from the store. They were going out. One guy just bought 5 of them today, so they're getting prepared, that's for sure. So I'm hoping this will be a great success. So people are getting involved, and I think it's going to work well. I think. Okay. Other than that, I don't have anything. Mary Jo, you have any other business?
For new business, yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone, tomorrow is the National Day of Prayer. It's usually held up at the upstairs of Town Hall. It's going to be held in front of the courthouse this year again at 12 o'clock noon. And also, I want to thank everyone who has painted the town purple for the American Cancer Society. Everyone really pitched in. It looks great. We have a couple people out here. Elkton Florist donated all the purple flowers that are in all the pots, and our design committee went out and planted them. Becky did a great job at the 150 building. It looks great. So I want to thank everybody, and that is this Friday, 1 to 10 p.m., and there will be a ceremony for the putting the ribbons on the tree at 5 o'clock, and I believe all the officials were asked to be there to help put a ribbon on the Tree of Hope. And I guess that's it.
Okay. Anything else then?
Yeah, I was out at the park the other day walking with some friends, and there's a couple of concerns about a couple of spots where I guess the gravel has sunk down on the edge of the roadways. Just a couple of spots where when people do come around the curve, if somebody's walking and they do move off the curve, they do go down about maybe 6 to 8 inches. And it's kind of hard for them to get back up without maybe a possibility of cutting their tires. So if you can get someone to take a look at that, it's just like 1 or 2 spots on the edge of the blacktop that's going around there. More or less a safety thing. That's it.
Charlie, anything else?
No.
Commissioner Hicks, anything?
Nope.
No. Michelle, you have a sign-in sheet? I did see Dwight on there. You want to come up? You can come up, because I saw you on, I just looked at it briefly, I saw your name on there, so.
Okay.
By the way, I also want to add the congratulations to these 3 gentlemen sitting behind me. Being here in Elkton every day, I see how they operate, and Elkton is really, 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 really lucky to have 3 professionals like these 3 gentlemen right here. And I know we're proud of them. I know, Mayor, you're proud of them, and Commissioners. The reason I'm here tonight, the landlord, Cecil County Landlord Association asked me to come back in front of the Mayor and the Commissioners for a couple of reasons. One is we want to really thank the Mayor and the Commissioners for your decision. We know that's the right decision. We've talked to a lot of towns that have that program, and it's costing them a lot of money. It's not really accomplishing a lot. So we think you made the right decision. If you remember, I gave you a list of 5 properties that we feel, the Landlord Association feels, that are blighted here in Elkton. Matter of fact, I heard some rumors and some actions are being taken, and I'm proud of that. Remember, I mentioned to you that 4 of those people on that list were attorneys. 2 of them have offices right here in Elkton. But the property, and the one property I'm most concerned about, I think there's action being taken. I see dumpsters showing up. It looks like they're getting ready to tear that building down. But the property I want to talk to you about tonight, and we'll give you a new list, but the property I want to talk to you about tonight is RMR. You know, people tell me when they approach Elkton, let's say they approach Elkton from the east, they could drive down by your attorney's house or Ford Funeral Home, and they see a beautiful city, beautiful homes, well maintained. And when they come up from the south, it's not bad. But let me tell you, if you come from the west and you enter Elkton at Landing Lane and 40, it's embarrassing. So on this list I'm going to give you tonight are 5 properties that are owned by landlords. They're not only property owners, but they're landlords. Believe it or not, people live in George's Restaurant. I don't know if you, I think the town knows that. There's people living there. Yeah. But anyway, the one I want to talk about just for a minute is RMR. You come down from the north, first thing you see is that RMR building sitting there vacant for years. Now, Commissioner Jablonski will remember this, but about 5-6 years ago, we joined a committee with EPA and the Maryland Department of Environment. We had a commission, EPA out of Philadelphia came here. We had many, many meetings. And they identified 8 Superfund sites in Elkton, or Cecil County, actually. And one of them they identified was the RMR building. And then EPA went and spent a whole bunch of money to remediate it. It's been cleaned. Now, Mr. Eric Schwab, you know, I'm not a bashful guy. Mr. Eric Schwab owns that building, and I want to tell you how he got it. I was there when he got it. About 15 years ago, he bought it at a tax sale. I think he paid $1,000 for it. He just paid the taxes. Then every year, he lets that thing expire. You'll see it in a couple of weeks when they announce who hasn't paid their taxes. His name will be on there. About 3 years ago, about 3 years after he bought it, I went in and bid on it. Of course, Eric does it sort of as a joke. He comes back about 6 months later and pays the taxes and pays the fees. I don't know what he's up to. But Mayor, if I was the mayor for a day, I would condemn that building and take it and make it a sports complex. It's been remediated. EPA and MDE spent over millions of dollars. I don't remember the dollar sign now. It's a lot of money to remediate it. That building's sitting there. That should be taken. And I don't want to make you feel bad, but I said it before. If that building was in Newark, the town of Newark would own it. I'm challenging the mayor and the commissioners to take that building. Mayor, you have a lot of authority. No person in this town has more authority than you do. You can take that building. Yeah, it's going to require a little legal action. You can take it and make it Parks and Rec. So much for that. What I want to do tonight, I want to give you a list of 5 properties in Elkton that are owned by landlords, people like me. Now these 5 properties have children living in them. And by the way, these properties are all real close to this building. You walk in the front door, you can see a couple of them. I want to give you the list. The Landlord Association wanted us, and we really appreciate what the town of Elkton is doing. And we want to get your help in helping some of us landlords be all we can be.
Mr. White, before you go any further, let me just touch base with the RMR building. About 2 weeks ago, I was contacted from Mr. Eric Schwab, a phone call. I guess he must know that there were some kind of actions that were going to be either looked into, take it on his property. Called to see if the town wanted to sit down and negotiate some kind of, make some kind of proposition.
The action's going to be taken, the mayor's going to be on his butt pretty soon.
But I'm just letting you know that there.
Yeah, I know. But
So,
Commissioner Jablonski can tell you, we met many times with Eric Schwab, tried to clean that. Nothing else, tear it down and plant grass.
yeah. But I mean, what you said was good. I just want to let you know.
I think 6 months from now, you'll be telling me the same thing. I don't believe Eric Schwab will do anything. I really don't. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
This list, I want to talk you through this list, is these are 5 landlords here in Elkton. And I remember a meeting you had when the code enforcement officer said he couldn't find a couple of landlords because one lives in Arizona and one lives in California. I remember that conversation. And at the last meeting we had, Commissioner Hicks said something very important. Now, let me refresh you remember what he said. At the very last moment, he said, we need to do something. We got to do something. Let's take you through these properties. The first one there's 320 North Street. And by the way, all these people are very prominent people. And they live right here in Cecil County. Most of them right here in Elkton. Let's take 320 North Street. Now, the code enforcement go there, that building's not in compliance with anything. It's not in compliance with lead-based paint. It's not in compliance with anything. That building is owned by a guy who owns a metal company here in Elkton. 320 North Street, right across the street here. Let's take a look at the next 2. The next 2, number 2 and 3, are owned by the same guy. He owns a company here in Elkton called APM. Now, 119, or refresh your memory, 119 Stockton Street, where that guy from Delaware came down to rob it, and another guy shot and killed him. That's 119 Stockton. That guy owns that building. He's so disrespectful to this town that he will never take the garbage cans off the sidewalk. You go there tomorrow morning, like I do a lot, I own property on Stockton Street, and you watch the kids walk around the garbage cans in the street to get by his house, by 119. Mr. Mayor, if I was mayor for a day, I'd give him 1 week, 5 days. And I would clean that place up, I'd mow the grass. None of these people have mowed the grass yet. Of all 5 of these landlords, none of them have mowed the grass yet. They should have mowed them a month ago. There's little kids living in that building. Little children living in that building. Trash is on there's been boats abandoned there. There's a boat there been there 15 years. There's no car been there for 20 years. And trash all over the place. Every time somebody goes to the school board, they drive right by it. 119 Stockton, which is right next door to another blighted property. Children living in it. One that really breaks my heart is 240 West High Street. The gentleman who owns that is the chairman of a bank right on this street. 240 West High Street. It's deplorable. You don't have places like it in Baltimore or Philadelphia. Drive by 240 West Street. It's owned by a chairman of a bank on this street. And then the corner of Landing Lane. I forgot his name, but you all know he's a very prominent person. There's people living in that building. So all these properties, we're asking, Mayor, we're asking for your help. The Cecil County Landlord Association are identifying 5 landlords now, trunk landlords, that have people living in these buildings that need help. If I was mayor for tomorrow, I'd call my town administrator and I said, I want to send a letter to them. Give them 5 days, not 7, 5 days. If you don't mow your grass, I'm going to mow it for you, and I'm going to send you a $100 bill for mowing it. Second time, I'm going to send you a $500 bill, and the third time, I'm going to send you a $1,000 bill, and we'll get the attorney to take it in front of the judge. See, that's the way they cleaned up New York City. Got to be hard, Mayor. Can't let this happen. So I'm asking you for your help. And back to what Mr. Hicks said, we got to do something. We ever had one of these places burned down, these little kids get burned up. It was bad enough to get a guy killed in one. But we have these little kids get burned up, and the places aren't lead-based compliance, they're not code, we're wrong. So the Landlord Association of Cecil County is asking the mayor and commissioners to take action on these 5 properties. Nothing else, send them a letter. And mow the grass for them. Towns do that. Mow the grass, send them a $100 bill. Don't send them a $50 bill. $100 bill, $500 bill, $1,000 bill. And then you tell the town attorney to take them to court if they don't want to pay it. And all you do is put liens on the property.
Right.
So, again, the real reason here is the Landlord Association wants to thank you for what you did at the last meeting, and we want you to help us with these 5. This gives all landlords a bad reputation. Thank you.
Okay, Dwight. We will look into it. Definitely. Becky?
Well, I want to stand. Can I see?
Sure.
Okay. My name's Rebecca McKinney. I want to thank Mary Jo for what she said. Yes, I did work very hard. Made the senior building look very good inside and out, but it's just done. It will be continued to be done as long as I'm able to walk. I'm doing good. For the doctor said today, I'm doing 100% better. So I will be decorating and keeping our building looking nice. I also agree with Mr. Dwight here that we definitely need some trash stuff done. Our mower needs to be tore down. It looks bad, very bad. I'm glad the building down below me is being tore down. But the one next to it ain't no better. And I'm sorry to say that now the bars get to be open on Sundays till 2 a.m. in the morning. So I can sit on my benches at 150 East Main Street and listen to all the jabbing, fighting, cussing, and everything else from the bar down below me, which continues every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and nothing's ever done with him. He complained, he's run his mouth up and down the street for the last 3 weeks about Mary Jo, Mr. Hicks, Mr. Gibbons, you, and Mr. Piner. About all of us condemning him for the freight. As I personally told him, it's not our fault that there's not a parade. It's your stupidity for not calling in time and doing your job the right way. Do not talk about Larry, or I will knock you down. And that's exactly what I said to him. I'm here to back up everybody that works very hard in this town. And these officers do a heck of a wonderful job. Heck of a wonderful job. As of yesterday, I was walking down my street. I received caught a prostitute picking everything out of my flower pots, or our flower pots, at 150. I proceeded to walk down and said, excuse me, you stole this and you will return it now, not tomorrow. Well, she proceeded to call me some names. I already told the mayor that I didn't appreciate. I said, well, she says, I'm not going to. I said, okay, bet me you will. I seen a state police officer get out of his car and I said, sir, can you please come here? He said, yes ma'am, Mrs. Holmes, which was my married name. He come over, he asked her name and address, which I knowed her and know where she's from. He said, I'll be right back. He's standing here, Mrs. McKinney. I said, no problem. And she won't move. He said, you guarantee? I said, I can guarantee you she won't move. Well, seamless say he had 5 warrants on her. First 3 wasn't funny. It wasn't good. But the last 2 was worse. But needless to say, she won't be stealing nothing else off Main Street, nowheres, or walking around Main Street no more. I am here to say that I've helped Elkton Police Department for the last 30 years. I've helped Mary Jo for years. I've been through it with all the mayors. I've tried to do my job the right way. I know there's times I get hyper, and I say things I probably shouldn't say, but I'm here to tell you all. It doesn't matter to me. If I got something to say, you don't like it, you have to, as my grandmother said, wear the shoe it fits on. Because evidently, if your job was done the right way, then nobody would say anything about you. And they won't to me. I don't care who they are, where they're from, or who they are, and where they're at. They're not going to open their mouth about the town of Elkton, or nobody in here, or the officers, to me and get away with it. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. So, I'm here to say, I want to thank Mary Jo, and I did do a wonderful job, I think. And it looks nice. We have a lot of people walk by from the courthouse and say it looks very nice. And the inside looks just as nice if you'd like to come in and look at it. You're all welcome to come look at it. Thank you.
Very
God
good.
bless you.
Well, you're in the spirit of things. I see you got your purple sweater.
Yes.
Very good. You're in the spirit. Okay. That's it. I get a motion to have a closed meeting for personnel.
So moved.
A second? Second. All those in favor? Okay, we will not be reconvening.
Guys.